The Lead. Sponsored by Lavish Boutique, Lavish Coffee, Jasper Veterinary Clinic, Jasper Bone and Joint, and Carl Cannon Chevrolet Buick GMC. Welcome to The Lead, everyone. I'm your host, Al Blanton, and today we welcome a Walker County golf legend, Phil Green, to the show. Phil served as the PGA professional at Musgrove Country Club from 1992 to 2022. Phil, welcome.
Al, I appreciate it and honored to be here today.
Yeah, very good to
I
have
don't
you.
know about the word legend, but I'll go ahead and accept that, I guess.
Well, you know, most everyone knows you as being the pro out of the country club, but you had a pretty interesting life, you know, before you got to Jasper. And I guess that's kind of where I want to begin today. And let's start off Prairie Village, Kansas.
That's where I grew up. In the Kansas City side of Kansas City. And when I was 13, my dad was transferred to Dallas, moved to Dallas. And I'd never played golf before that time.
Yeah.
And baseball was my game, Little League
Yeah.
baseball, and got on a baseball team. Well, everyone played golf, so
Yeah.
I started playing, and here I am today. You know.
Tell us a little bit about Prairie Village. I'd like to know a little bit more about that town.
Oh, it's a suburb of Kansas City. It's just
Yeah.
it's a big city, and I tell you what, I haven't been back there in years, and
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't even recognize it.
Yeah.
I have gone on Google Maps and looked at the little house we lived
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
and it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
good.
Yes.
Who are some of your heroes growing up, sports heroes or otherwise?
Well, you know, it didn't take me long at all to get into golf.
Yeah.
And of course, my number one golf hero, Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah,
And right behind him is Arnold Palmer.
yeah.
Matter of fact, I've got in my house, I've got a handmade leaderboard from the 1970 Byron Nelson Classic,
Oh, wow.
where Jack Nicklaus tied Arnold Palmer. Nicklaus won in a playoff, and his first place money in 1970 was $20,000.
Oh, wow.
That was first place. Palmer at second, a little over 11,000.
Times have changed.
Times have changed. I mean, now it's like 4.8 million for the Players Championship. Yes,
Now you played. Did you play golf in high school?
I did.
But you really got started when you started working at a driving range in Dallas, right? Is that kind of how things got going for
Yes,
you?
my brother, 3 years older than me, we went to a driving range to just hit some balls and just kind of check it out. We didn't
Yeah.
know what we were doing, and one thing led to another. We got to know the fellow that owned it. It was just a private owner. Matter of fact, he lived there at the driving range, had a trailer, and one of those stories. And we ended up doing a lot of the work for him. He ended up running the pro shop. My brother was more interested in the taking care of the grounds, the grass, and getting that ready. Well, here I am, a PGA professional, retired. My brother is a golf course superintendent, retired.
You guys
So
stayed
that's
in it.
what we did our entire lives is golf. He
Yeah.
in the other end than me.
What was it about golf that you really liked?
Oh my goodness, the fact that you just couldn't master it, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, it took a while, but I got to where I was pretty good, and I liked it that much that I stayed with it. And my parents had joined a club in Dallas called Brookhaven, which has got 54 holes. It is a huge country club. At age 16, I won the club championship,
Oh, wow.
which was quite an accomplishment. And then, you know, I just had stayed with it. And my brother had taken a job at Horseshoe Bay outside of Austin, Texas, as the green superintendent. I went to visit one summer for a week. The golf pro there said, I'm needing somebody to work in the pro shop. Well, that was 1974, and that's when I started as an assistant golf pro.
Talk about kind of your tour of courses. I mean, you went all over the Midwest, and then you ended up coming back to Alabama.
Not that many courses. You know, when you're talking about, I've done it for 50 years.
Yeah.
You know, Horseshoe Bay outside of Austin, a resort, and they had 18 holes then. I think now they've got 3 or 4 courses, so it's grown. from there, I went back to Dallas, Richardson, to Canyon Creek Country Club. And actually, I worked for Club Corporation of America as one of their pros, and I worked for them for about 16 years. But when I left, I was at Canyon Creek as an assistant pro in Richardson. The regional manager asked if I would be interested in a head professional job. That's when I moved to Daphne, to Lake Forest, and was there 79 up through 83, almost 84. So that was my first experience as a head professional, and had the opportunity to move to Florida in between all this, and I played the mini tour for 2 years. Had aspirations of being on the tour, and I always tell everyone I was the leading money spender. So I got that part of it out of my system, and from there, I stayed in contact with Club Corporation of America. I moved to Oklahoma City to the Greens Country Club, and was there for about 6 years, and from there came here to Musgrove. So
now your time in Daphne probably didn't adequately prepare you for the characters in Jasper. What was your first impression of Jasper when you got here in 1992?
Well, one of my advantages that I had, I think, is I had known Travis Hudson before I even came to Jasper to interview and apply for the job. So knowing Travis gave me a head start on everything, and we were friends. We played in tournaments together and this and that, and had met him over the years. So, but it was just kind of meant to be, really. So
you were somewhat ready for it.
I thought I was, I thought I was, but it has it's worked out well. Met a lot of wonderful people here, and just have really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, let's go back for just a minute. Let's go back to Dallas and Austin and Oklahoma City.
Okay.
What was your favorite town out of that bunch?
Oh my goodness.
Where did you like living more than any other place?
Well, I tell you what, down on the Gulf Coast is not a bad spot to be. Around Daphne or the Eastern Shore.
Yeah.
That was I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. So and I've got to admit that Jasper is now home.
Yeah.
I have no desire to move off anywhere. It's where I live.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when I think about the club and I think about, the history of the club, and it's really been a place that has meant so much to a lot of people.
No question, yeah.
What makes Musgrove such a special place?
Oh my goodness. It's got to be the people. I mean, you can talk about the wonderful golf course that Jasper has with Musgrove, and how what a fun golf course it is to play. But the people have, right from the very beginning, accepted me and made me feel welcome, and I've become part of the city. I feel, and that is what's so special about Musgrove. I think when a lot of people think about a private club, they don't really know what it's about, but it's good people, and I just really enjoyed everything. It's like, you've heard people say, if you do what you enjoy, you never work a day. And you're like, well, here I am. So
what's one or two of your favorite memories? I know you talk a lot about the people, and you don't necessarily want to single anybody out, but your favorite memories of being there for over 30 years.
Wow. Al, that's so tough. I can talk about the big tournaments we have and the preparation and pulling it off and getting everything ready and having everybody be, getting lots of compliments on the course and how things run. I can go that route, but then again, I enjoyed the day-to-day, the people coming in and taking care of them on a daily basis.
Yeah.
that's what was special to me.
Yeah.
Was
Just kind of the everyday aspect of it.
yeah, just every day. Every day was special. Every
Yeah.
day was special.
I know that a few years ago that Trey Mullinax and Sonny Gray and
Yeah,
tell me about
David
that.
Price.
David Price came and tell me about that experience. I know that was kind of a neat thing.
Well,
for
that
those
was
guys to show
just
up at the course.
that was just one of those things that happened. You couldn't have planned it. They showed up. They played all day
Yeah.
long. I stayed out there. I was just watching them.
Yeah.
They had some fun, and
Kendall Graveman, I think, was there too.
Kendall
Yeah,
Graveman,
that's right.
Kendall Graveman, and I think David Price didn't he pitch in the World Series
Yeah.
like the next year or
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah.
Just
for the Red Sox and Dodgers.
Just a group of the nicest guys
Yeah.
you'd ever want to meet.
Yeah.
I took pictures. I went and had them enlarged at Walgreens, and then came back. Well, they all signed. And
Yeah.
oh, I'll do anything.
Yeah.
What else you need to? It was
Yeah.
it was wonderful.
Yeah. Who are some other people that have played at the club that you think, wow, that person's played golf here, or somebody that might be famous or a big name
my goodness.
throughout the years? I know Stallings has been by a few times. And
Yes.
Anybody else
That
comes to
was
mind?
pretty special. Over the years, it's just been, it's hard for me to really remember and
Clem,
finger on.
of course.
Oh yeah,
Coach
oh
Clem.
yeah.
That was a big one. So,
I used to give Coach Clem golf lessons, and it turned out to be, hey, bro, watch this,
Right.
and he, how
Right.
you like that one? Watch this one,
Right.
that was Clem,
right, sure.
so, just, goodness, I just look forward to every day, and it was fun. It
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah. Now
You
you
know?
took a little bit of a step back a couple years ago and kind of handed the baton to Cade.
To
Deal.
Cade.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Tell us a little about your relationship and kind of what that meant to you for him to be the new pro at Musgrove.
Well, when Cade, I believe he was 12 years old, I gave him his first golf lesson, and he, progressed along, did wonderful, went to Mississippi State from their professional golf management school, and Cade's doing a wonderful job, and just stepped right in there, and has run with it, and the club is doing wonderful.
Yeah.
Doing
Are you
wonderful.
down there every day still? Are you
Not
part-time basis?
Not every day. I mean, I don't do any work
Yeah.
anymore. I'm fully retired, and I'll play 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Sometimes, maybe a day when nothing's going, I'll go play 9 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I've got to admit, what I've taken up is another sport, and it's pickleball.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm loving it,
Good.
because there's a lot. I have some time to fill, and met a lot of great people, and people that I've known that have got back with
Yeah.
them and all. But it's a lot of fun. I know
Yeah.
the city's building 9 outdoor courts
Yeah.
by Swan Gym,
Yeah.
and so
It's gaining popularity without question.
I've got plenty to keep me busy.
Good.
Somebody asked me, well, what do you do? And I said, well, sometimes I don't do much, and I'm really getting good at it, huh?
Let's talk
So-
about golf courses for a second. You played
Uh-huh.
a lot all over the United States, and tell us
Well, not as much as you'd think, but
maybe more so than me. But let's talk about 2 or 3 of your favorite courses outside of Alabama, and then if you could play a course anywhere in the world, which one would you like
I
to
think
play?
one that I enjoyed playing was Pinehurst number 2.
North Carolina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Of course, I don't play the back tees like the pros have in some of the tournaments there, but that was a pretty special. All the history and all that there. It was very special.
Yeah.
Very
Where would you
special.
like to play that you haven't played?
I've never been to Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
Never been out there and played
Yeah.
those golf courses. Now that would be something I'd like to
Yeah.
do.
I'd probably shoot 200 or 300 there if I went out there.
Who
and played.
cares?
Yeah.
Yeah,
just-
I mean, really, just to see it and to be there would be something special.
yeah. Sonny Springer, your friend, said that you
Yes.
can easily
Yeah.
help me on my swing. So if you could just describe for
Well,
us, the mechanics, the proper
You know, Al,
mechanics.
what I've watched you hit some balls, and I think if you'll just let your power accumulator 3 sustain the lag through the centrifugal force area, you can create a little more angular momentum and get yourself some dynamic force
Yeah.
through the ball. Now, if that doesn't work, what I'd recommend is just really, really swing hard,
Yeah.
just in case you hit the ball. Okay?
But one of the things is, Phil, I mean, I literally at one point I had the worst slice in history. I mean, it would just duck hook. I mean, or it would slice.
Slice, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a hook; it was a slice.
Yeah.
I mean, it would go from, if I was pointed at Curry, it'd go over to Dora. I mean, like so. So, what can you tell me to kind of help me with that? I mean, can you give me some pointers about my swing?
The thing with a slice is your swing path of your club is you might be swinging right down the line and the club face is open. Or you might be coming out over the ball and coming across it. The thing I would say is take a baseball swing. Stand up there, act like you got a baseball bat, have the club swing around your body, have the hands fold or release through the ball, and you'll start hooking it. Then you'll want to know, hey, pro, I'm hooking the ball now. What do I do now? So, it's a funny game. It's a funny game. And I want to tell you, the harder you try, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it seems like when I get out on the range, I'm okay. But then when you get on that tee, if you're in a scramble or something like that, it's like everything
you probably are trying to force it.
Yeah.
You cannot force a golf swing.
Yeah.
You've got to take and have timing. I call it R&B.
Yeah.
Rhythm and balance.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I can be hitting great off the at the range, and then when I get there and it's time to go, it's like just throw it all out the window.
Lights come on, and it's like you start getting tense.
Look like Charles
tight.
Barkley out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
it'll do it to you.
Before we finish, you want to promote a big golf tournament coming up on April 5th.
Well,
tell us a little bit about that event.
One of the other things that I do is I volunteer some time to the Humane Society, the Walker County Humane Society, and this is our 8th year of having a golf tournament for them. It's the Humane Society Scramble, April 5th at Musgrove, and we're right in the middle of getting sponsors in and putting teams together. 12 o'clock shotgun, April the 5th. Would love to have, right now I think we'll have about 70 or 80 players. So it's coming along. So
yeah, great.
But
how can somebody sign up for this or?
Call the golf shop at Musgrove.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great. One of the traditions that we have on this show is that we sign the poster.
Okay.
And so if you don't mind, we're getting to a point where we're probably going to auction this thing off. We've got so many legends up on the poster board here. Just anywhere you want to. Anywhere is good.
There you go.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right, perfect. Well, Phil, thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Al, thank you.
We really do
Thank
appreciate it. I know that I can speak for a lot of people that they really appreciate your time and the many years of service that you had at Musgrove. And I appreciate your friendship.
I see people that I haven't seen in years that come up and say, hey, remember that time you helped me with this or that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's what it's all about.
That's awesome.
I appreciate it.
For Phil Green, this is Al Blanton. Pick up a copy of 78 Magazine at a store near you, and we'll see you next time on The Lead. The Lead, sponsored by Lavish Boutique, Lavish Coffee, Jasper Veterinary Clinic, Jasper Bone and Joint, and Carl Cannon Chevrolet Buick GMC.